So after the conduction of the experiment, that is after varying the different load conditions and noting down the corresponding values of VA, IA, speed in RPM and speed in radian per second, we next have to go on to the calculation part of finding the back EMF and finding the torque corresponding. So now we know that for a DC servo motor, the back EMF is found by the formula VA minus IA RA. So with respect to the specification of RA that is given in the kit, we are now going to find out the value of EB here. And now the next part that we have to understand is how to find out this constant KT in order to find out the torque variable. So before we move on to the entire calculation part, let us see a little more theory behind these equations. So with respect to this calculation, first let us develop a relationship between the back EMF as well as the speed component. So we know that the back EMF is given by V minus IARA. In this case, V is nothing but the supply voltage what we are given, that is your VA parameter. And correspondingly, we know that the back EMF is expressed in terms of flux, number of poles, the speed, number of conductors, and number of parallel paths here. So now let me convert this value of speed in RPM into RPS value. So therefore, I will carry out this manipulation of defining the capital N as N by 60 in order to denote the small n value, that is the speed in or the rotation per second value. So with respect to this, now let me find the angular speed that is existing. So this angular speed which is expressed in radian per second is given by 2 pi into small letter n. So now keeping this in mind, now I can define this number of poles, number of conductors, number of parallel paths, and also the value of this flux as a particular constant here. So like I said, since it is a PMDC servo motor, the component of flux is going to be constant here. So now keeping this in mind, let us define all of these constant parameters as a value K1. So this is going to be the constant K1, and correspondingly we will have a variation in the value of speed. So it means that with the increase in the value of back EMF, the speed is going to increase, or with the decrease in the value of back EMF, the speed is going to decrease. So this is one of the parameter that we need to understand in order to develop the torque speed characteristic. Now, let us see what is the relationship that exists between the torque as well as the armature current. So basically we know that this is the expression of torque. So 1 by 2 pi into phi into Ia into Pz divided by A. So now again flux is going to be a constant parameter. The number of poles, the number of conductors and number of parallel paths are going to be a constant parameter. The only variation that we have here will be in terms of the armature current IA. So therefore, now I will express this value of torque as this particular constant value into IA value. So naturally, I can say that this torque is directly proportional to IA. That is, with the increase in the value of torque, the armature current increases, and with the decrease in the value of torque, the armature current decreases. So now, if you notice the relationship between torque and armature current, as well as the relationship between the back EMF and the speed, you can say that we have the same value of K1 as well as K2. That is Pz divided by 2 pi into A into phi. So keeping this in mind, now let me define this constant K1 and K2 as a KT value. So with respect to this, now we need to carry out the calculation. So there are some observations that we need to make here. So with respect to the relationship that we have developed between the back EMF as well as the speed, we can see that both of these are directly proportional. So this is the expression that corresponds to it, that is E being proportional to the speed or the angular speed in this case. And correspondingly, the next observation that we see is with the increase in the value of load. So we know that the load current value for this particular motor is 1.3 amperes. And in correspondence to increase in this value fractionally until 1.3 amperes, we can see that this IA component also increases. And now we also know what is the relationship that lies between torque and armature current. So both are directly proportional. So hence, with the increase in the armature current, the torque increases. Now, using this value of armature current in the back EMF expression, we will see what happens. So with the increase in the value of this armature current, the difference that we have between this VA minus IARA, it is going to decrease. So therefore, since the difference is decreasing, it naturally means that the value of the back EMF decreases. So since back EMF and speed both are directly proportional, if back EMF is decreasing, then the speed is also decreasing in nature. So now, making use of your third and fourth point, we'll be able to define the relationship that exists between the torque as well as speed. So with the increase, so both of these are dependent on the value of IA. With the increase in the value of IA, the torque is going to increase, and with the increase in the value of IA, the speed is going to decrease. So therefore, you can say that the speed as well as the torque component are inversely proportional to each other. So keeping this in mind, we are going to carry out the tabulation. So we will record different values of VA and IA for various values of load current. We note down the corresponding speed in RPM. We calculate what is the speed in radian per second. And ultimately, we find out the value of back EMF here. So now, the next thing that we need to find is this value of KT. So in order to find the value of KT, we are going to consider a plot between the back EMF as well as the speed. And in correspondence to this, we will calculate what is the constant that we get by finding the slope of this particular characteristic. So therefore, now with these observations in mind, first I will plot the back EMF versus the speed characteristic here. And in correspondence to this, I will find out the slope KT. So with this value of KT, now I will be able to find out the speed. So as we have seen in the calculation part, torque is equal to KT into IA. We have recorded different values of IA, and we have found this value of KT with respect to the slope that we find in the characteristic of back EMF versus speed. And correspondingly, we find out the torque parameter. So therefore, if you notice here, after finding KT and multiplying it with different values of IA, we'll be able to find what is the torque. And the speed we would have already calculated in the radian per second value. And as we have developed the relationship, the speed and torque are going to be inversely proportional, which means that with low value of speed, the torque is going to be high. And as the value of speed, it goes on increasing, correspondingly, the torque is going to reduce. So this is the relationship that exists between torque and speed for the DC servo motor.